Hey everybody, it is Chris with Chris Bello Real Estate. And in this video, I'm going to talk through 10 steps to sell your house. So if you've been thinking about selling your house, or if you have any family members who are interested in possibly selling their house, please be sure to watch this video or send this video to anybody who might find this to be helpful. So without further ado, let's get started. Step one is going to be the listing presentation and consultation. This can be done over phone, over Zoom call, in person after the COVID-19 stuff and the quarantine's over. And basically, this is going to be where we talk through the steps to sell your house. Most of it I'm going to be covering here at a high level for you in this video today. We'll be able to look together at your home. I'll get a little more information about your timeline, all that good stuff of when you're looking to sell. So step two, this is all kind of at the same time simultaneously. Step two is going to be in that listing presentation, in that consultation, we're going to be reviewing some comps together. I'm going to pull up sold houses in your neighborhood that are of similar year built to your home, of similar size, square footage, beds, baths, all that thing. I'm not going to be comparing a 1990 build to a 2020 build. Those aren't going to be apples to apples. So we're going to review the comps together, and I'll show you realistically what homes have been selling for in your area, how long they've been sitting on the market, all that information. Step three, we're going to review the condition of your home and then talk through a game plan. So ideally, we'll be able to have this meeting at the house that is going to be listed so that we can see the condition, review any repairs that need to happen, maybe declutter a little bit if things are a little bit messy inside of the home. And we'll discuss cleaning the home if it makes sense, getting staging, and getting professional photographs. Now, for my clients, for listings, especially in this market, I am offering free photographs. It's usually about $150. I don't mind covering the cost of that to get your house listed and properly represented in the photos, because cell phone photos just don't compare to these professional cameras where they get the lighting right and they have the wide angle lens to really show the space in various rooms. Step four is going to be discussing the pricing strategy. So we want to make sure that we price it well. We don't want to price it high and see if we're able to get whatever you think you're trying to get if it's higher. So say all the houses in your neighborhood of similar size, age, and condition are selling for $200,000. You don't want to try to list it at 220 or 230 just to see if you get what you want, because the statistics and data shows that if you list it higher and then drop it, you're just going to turn off more buyers because they're going to think you're overpriced and that you're asking too much and that you're unrealistic, and they're going to go look at other options that are listed closer to what the market is bearing. So if all the homes are selling at 200 in your neighborhood, you might even want to, I know this isn't ideally what most sellers want to do. Sellers want the top of the market. If you really need to sell that house fast, or you really want to get a quick cash, or you want to get a quick offer in, you might even want to price it a little bit under than the competition. So if everyone's listed at 200 and yours looks nicer than theirs and you're able to list it a little bit lower, maybe even like 195, then bingo, you're going to get a lot more traffic at your house, and you're going to hopefully get a lot more offers, assuming that your house is comparable to the ones that are on the market available. And if we do price it a little higher, we can do that, but I only do that if there's an agreement where if we don't get any traffic or offers within a certain amount of time, maybe like 2 weeks, we've got to do a price reduction, typically reduced by a significant amount, $5,000 to $10,000 minimum. None of this $100 or $500 reductions, because that's not enough to move the needle and to bring in new interested buyers. So we'll talk through the pricing strategy, what we plan to list the home at, and all of that good stuff. And then step five, we're going to list the home on the MLS. So after we talk through all the details, how much we're going to list it at, when we're going to reduce the price if we're not getting traffic or offers in within a certain amount of time, I will have all the paperwork sent over to you. My transaction coordinator will handle all of that. Basically just the agreement saying I can list it for you. We're going to drop the price to a certain amount within X amount of weeks. If we're not getting traffic, whatever we end up talking about and discussing will be on paper form, and I will have that sent to you so that I'm able to list the home on the MLS for you, or the multiple listing service, which in Houston we have har.com. That's going to be the best source of traffic, and it's going to push through my Keller Williams tools and everything. The information in the MLS pushes through to Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, all those other websites. But really, at the end of the day, har.com, the MLS, That's what truly matters, and that's what gets updated instantly because that's where all the realtors have access to, and the public as well. Step six, Step six, we're going to host open houses or virtual open houses during the coronavirus situation where we can create the Facebook event, same as usual. I think HAR actually has something in place where we can schedule a virtual showing through the listing so that people who are looking at the listing are aware of when that is happening. And we can host the open house 10 to 20 minutes. It's a lot faster when it's virtual, doing a walkthrough, highlighting the features, sharing those videos on other pages, making sure to get a lot of traffic. I can even boost it with some ads so that more people see it and we get more interested potential buyers. Step 7, we're going to receive and review feedback. So every time somebody looks at the house, I'm going to have my super lockbox, which is the realtor lockbox, on the door. I'm able to see which realtor accessed it, what time, how long they were there, when they locked the box up. So we can also reach out to them for feedback. There is a service called Showing Time where they're able to submit their showing feedback, let us know what their clients thought, if they liked it, what they didn't like, if they found something messy, if they're on the fence. And that way we know kind of what feedback to pay attention to and any changes to make, if any, or we can follow up with all the leads and especially the ones that seem to be somewhat interested. And then step 8, we're going to review offers. So if we've priced the home correctly and we've got good photos and your house is clean and we've got it staged appropriately, we should be seeing some offers in relatively quickly depending on the market and the pricing and what else is available in the area. So if there's a lot of houses for sale, it may take a little bit longer. If there's not a whole lot of houses for sale in the area and you're living in an area where there are a lot of buyers looking, then you should get offers in much sooner. But it all depends on the area. And of course, if you could reach out to me, we can discuss the exact needs for you and your family and also the exact numbers in your subdivision and zip codes. So we'll review offers, and we've got 4 options basically. When we get these offers, you can either accept, reject, counter, which is pretty much rejecting the current offer, but inviting them to come back with another offer, or you can ignore. So when we get a lot of these low ball investor offers that are like 50% of the listing price, just let me know if there's a certain range you want to ignore. Like if we're listed at 200 and you tell me don't even show me anything under 150, we can just ignore, and that'll make my life easier too. So I don't have to even reply back and type in anything to those people. And then step 9, after we review offers and we get hopefully what we're looking for with good terms, we're going to accept an offer. And not we're going to, you are going to. I will present the offer and explain it to you along with any interesting special provisions or anything that they put in there. And once you are happy with the terms and with the number, you'll accept an offer. And of course, step 10 is closing. So there will be some follow-up that has to happen. I'll be in constant communication with the other agent or the buyer's agent to make sure their funding's going okay, if they're getting lending on it. And I will have to follow up until it closes basically. And so one thing to note when you accept an offer, that's not the end of the road. It's not always smooth sailing. I've got to follow up until close. There can be delays, and I assure you that I am proactive through this entire process to make sure that we're ahead of any road bumps that may come up, and that if there's any issues whatsoever, we find them out and address them as early in the process as possible. So once we accept the offer, the buyer may have an option period. Most buyers will get an option period, so they have a few days to inspect the property, get an inspector out there. And if they discover any issues that they did not see when they did the initial walkthrough, or maybe something that's a little more expensive than they were expecting, they may come back and ask for a price reduction or may ask for you to repair certain items prior to closing. All of that can be negotiated. If they come back with a list of 10 things, we can counter and say, hey, seller's willing to fix A, B, and C, but the rest of these things are kind of outside the scope of what they're willing to do. Is that okay? And we can come to some kind of agreement. And so, yeah, those are the 10 steps. Let me go through them real quick one more time. Step 1, listing presentation / consultation. Step 2, we'll review the comps together. Step 3, review the condition of the home and the game plan, talking about cleaning, staging photos. Step 4 is going to be discussing the pricing strategy. We want to make sure to price it well and competitively. and then do price reductions if we're not getting traffic or offers within a timely period. And then step 5, list the home on the MLS. Step 6, host open houses or virtual open houses. Step 7, receive and review feedback from every single showing. Step 8, review offers, at which point we can accept, reject, counter, or ignore. Step 9, accept an offer. And then step 10, obviously follow up, be proactive, and then close. In which case, if you have an existing mortgage payoff, that will get paid off and the remainder will go to you. If you don't owe anything, then we'll have all the numbers discussed on what your payout will be and how much cash you will walk away with. Your net proceeds, so to say. It's called a seller's net sheet, is something I could prepare for you when we get the offers before closing. So you're not going to be like wondering what you're going to get. You're going to know ahead of time about how much you should net at closing. So that's basically it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My number is 832-767-8468. And you can also send me an email directly. My email address is chrisbello@kw.com. So again, please like, share this video, share this with anyone you know who's interested in selling a house anytime soon. I do work anywhere in the Houston area primarily. I've got great referral contacts if it's a little further out in, Tomball or the Woodlands, those types of areas. But please do reach out to me. Don't hesitate to reach out. Any questions at all, I'm always here. I get back to you as soon as possible, and I look forward to helping you and working with you here soon. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.